Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video. If you are somebody who is new to this channel, welcome in. You're going to love it here. We talk about WWE all the time. Raw, SmackDown, the PLEs. We do email videos where you send in your emails to me about your opinions, your thoughts, your predictions, whatever you want to say about WWE, and then I make videos and I respond to them here with your email. So, let's get into what happened on SmackDown. First, if you wouldn't mind, just doing me one solid favor. Just hit like on this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet, because it's going to help this channel grow, and that's ultimately what I would like to do with this channel. I would like it to grow and get more and more wrestling fans here so that we could all just be in a cool space together. There's going to be cool things coming up in the next month or so where I live stream, do watch-alongs, all that kind of stuff, and I want you to be a part of it because I think it's going to be a really fun time. Let's get into what happened on SmackDown, though. I'm recording this later than I would normally do it because I wanted to stay up and watch the Mike Tyson fight, and I probably should have just recorded, honestly. But there was something that was hilarious about the Mike Tyson fight, and maybe I'll get into it because I couldn't stop laughing the entire night. So I'm going to summarize basically things that happened on SmackDown, right? Cody Rhodes starts the show. He looks he's not normally his happy-go-lucky, feeding into the crowd. What do you want to talk about kind of thing? No. He gets right to the point. He's speaking more seriously in his tone. He just calls out Kevin Owens. He wants him coming out. He's angry. Kevin Owens doesn't come out. So Cody asks for it again. Kevin still doesn't show up. But instead, it's Nick Aldis walking down. He gets in the ring. He tells Cody, "Look, man, I can't have Kevin Owens here until we figure out the whole pile driver situation. That move has been banned, and he used it. So I think it's just best for Kevin not to be here until we figure it out." And Cody Rhodes is very angry. He even mentions to Aldis that Aldis used to be a wrestler. He still is a wrestler. And he says, put yourself in my shoes. If somebody did this to one of the most important people to you, Randy Orton's very important to me. How would you feel? What would you want to do? If I can't settle things here in the ring, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to just show up to his house? You want me to beat his ass on his own front yard? So it was a pretty good promo here from Cody. He showed a lot of passion and anger, and I thought he used it correctly. He got the point across. He ultimately told Aldis that the ball's in Aldis's court. But Cody's not going to wait for long. So figure out what you're going to do. Have Kevin Owens come here, or I'm going to go to him. So I thought that was a pretty cool way to start SmackDown. Small thing happened backstage here. We got the Usos and we have Sami Zayn. They're talking. They're asking each other, where's Roman? Roman said he wanted us all to be here, and so we can all talk about game plan, about war games. They mentioned that they need a fifth member still, and they don't know what they're going to do because nobody wants to team up with them. And Sami Zayn again says, I think I might know one more person I can go talk to. And he leaves, and he wants to go talk to somebody here on SmackDown. And in my mind, I'm thinking, who could it be? Who would have anything to do with them? And I thought of LA Knight, actually, to be quite honest with you. And then later on in the night, it shows Sami Zayn talking to LA Knight backstage, but with no audio. He's just talking to him, and LA Knight's just you could see that LA Knight is not agreeing or not, wanting to do it. So he's just waving Sami off, saying, no, no. And then he walks away. So if that was Sami Zayn's only shot, it was squandered really quickly. I wasn't going to talk about this match, but I feel like we should just for a few moments. It's a triple threat women's match for it's a tournament here for the brand new women's United States Championship. And so far, it has two people in there that I thought would be good candidates to be the first ever United States Women's Champion: Candice, Bayley, and then there's B-Fab. I haven't seen B-Fab wrestle maybe if ever or in a very long time. So I don't really know what to expect from her. I think the last time I saw her do anything physical, it was kind of awkward, and I'm not looking forward to it. So I don't know if she's just been training or got better or she's just been the same, but we're about to find out in this match. First of all, in this match when it starts, Candice LeRae does a drop kick to Bayley's knee, and Bayley goes rolling out of the ring, and then Bayley was gone for 3-4 minutes. I'm like, dude, it was just a drop kick to the knee. Why are you gone? She was just disappeared for the longest time. I'm I don't understand why the match just started. You get drop kicked in the knee, and then you're just gone for 5 minutes. So it was weird. But ultimately here, Bayley gets the win. I actually was thinking that Candice would get the win. I actually thought, too, that Candice might be the first ever women's champion. I thought that would be a cool thing for her, but Bayley is still very much in the mix here. And then afterwards, they show the bracket of women competing for this, and in there is Elektra Lopez, who we all haven't even seen wrestle on the main roster yet. So I don't know, but there are a lot of candidates who we all were thinking. I mentioned Piper, Chelsea, Meechin, them all being in the mix for this thing, and they all are. So that's pretty cool to see. It's going to come down to one-on-one, though, for that championship, and I haven't really thought about how the bracket will play out yet, but I don't know. Maybe Piper gets it, or maybe Bayley gets it. We're gonna see, though. But that's how that match happens. Bayley gets the win. Candice and BFAB are eliminated from the tournament. I'm already mixing up the order here, but after LA Knight talked to Sami Zayn backstage, LA Knight comes out and he has an open challenge for his United States Championship, and I'm thinking, cool. Let's get someone different. Let's get someone who we haven't seen yet. Like, I want to have a cool, let's get something interesting here. And I feared it was going to be Carmelo or Andrade again. I'm like, please, as much as I love those guys, please give us something else. Legado del Fantasma song hits, and I'm like, yeah, it's a little different, but not really, because you have seen him talk to him before. So I'm like, I wasn't super excited for it. Although I do love Santos, I do like Legado del Fantasma. I just was hoping for something more, maybe. But he comes out, he talks to LA Knight, cuts a semi-decent promo. I didn't think it was anything great or special. It did look a little like he was a little ruffled by the fans. There's a little bit here and there, but and I like Santos, so I'm not going to hold it against him, but he wants to face LA Knight for that title, but LA Knight pretty much quickly dismisses him, says, been there, done that, beat you. I want this guy right here because Berto's staring a hole into me. So he ends up fighting Berto, and he ends up defeating Berto I'm not going to get into a big, description of the match, but it was a solid match. LA Knight wins, and then he gets up on the turnbuckle to celebrate, and then when he gets down, who is standing there in the ring? It is the return of Shinsuke Nakamura. Holy hell, where have you been? He is there in the ring waiting for LA Knight to turn around. He ends up hitting him, and then he leaves. And Shinsuke looks amazing. Shinsuke has a different look. The hair all over the face. He's got red paint underneath, just like in the eyes area. I cannot wait to see what kind of character this is. I did like... And I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I don't know how many other people liked it. I did like when he was doing the comic book style vignettes, that just aired on our TVs, and then they had the closed captions of what he was saying. I liked that. And if he keeps going with that, I'm okay with it. But if he's not going to go with that, give me something good. Give me something interesting, because Shinsuke is a big deal, and he hasn't been treated like a big deal in a very long time. And LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura is great. I think that's going to be good TV for sure. Yeah. All right, so a lot happens in this next segment. So if I have to look at my phone for some reminders on my notes, bear with me. Like I said, it's been a long night. Stayed up watching the fight instead of recording right away, so it might be a little hazy, so I'm going to have to look at my phone. But basically, it's the OG Bloodline backstage. Finally, Roman's here. Okay, we got Usos, Sammy talking to Roman. They said that they don't have a fifth. Everybody says no, they don't have a fifth. What are they going to do? And Jay ends up saying to Roman, you got to make the call. You got to make that call, Us. And we all are thinking, who is he talking about? We don't know. We can all speculate. We can all assume, but we didn't want to. At least I didn't. I'm thinking a few names, and I'm like, no. Let me just see where this goes. And I certainly wasn't thinking who it was at the end. So, yeah, as they say that Solo song hits, they all look at the TV, and Solo and his bloodline are coming out to the ring. Solo gets to the ring. He just tells Milwaukee to acknowledge him. And as soon as he does that, Roman song hits. And out comes the entire OG bloodline together. And I think a lot of people didn't like this because they didn't want to make it look like Jay and Sammy are falling back into the whole following Roman as the leader kind of thing. They're all individuals and they stand out on their own. I liked it because it shows unity here. These four are going to be going to war against the other bloodline. So I like the fact that they all four came out together. Now, could they come out to someone else's song? Probably. But it's Roman Reigns. So WWE's going to have them all come out to Roman. It's small things like that, but it didn't bother me. Sammy being there, I thought Sammy at first was going to come out alone because he didn't walk out with him. But none of them raised their fingers to the sky, with Roman. They all just came out. They stared at the new bloodline. They all get in the ring. And then all of a sudden, a massive brawl between the OG bloodline and Solo's bloodline. And then out of nowhere, and I'm doing good for not looking at my notes here, out of nowhere, Bronson Reed attacks Roman Reigns at some point during this brawl. And I'm thinking, why? I don't understand why. I love Bronson Reed, but why did Bronson... What does he have to do with any of this? Unless Solo just made a deal with him on the side or something that we all didn't see and we're going to see afterwards. I don't understand why Bronson's here. That seems a little forced. However, I will say, Bronson looked good there. Bronson looked like $1 million. The way he attacked Roman, the way he hit his tsunamis, him and Fatu being side by side, I was like, damn, this is a dangerous team, just these two alone. And they were taking turns here, a moonsault from Fatu, a splash tsunami from Bronson Reed. I was like, these guys are a powerhouse. They looked awesome. And Bronson looked like, to be honest, he actually fit there. He actually looked like he could be part of that group. And as much as I do love the way he looked there, I don't want him to be part of that group permanently. So I hope this is just a War Games thing and then that he's done after that. But, man, he fit in seamlessly. He looked good. He even put up the fingers. He ended up putting up the ones with the new bloodline. I'm like, whoa, Bronson, whoa. Let's take a step back here, buddy. Yeah, you're saying you acknowledge Solo Sikoa as your tribal chief. That's what you're saying. Because that's what that means. Yeah, you're saying you're the ones? You're the ones what, with Solo? I don't know. We got to hear something out of Bronson on Monday Night Raw because that, to me, that makes it seem like he joined them, and I'm hoping he didn't. I'm hoping he just joined them for the War Games match. I hope this is not a permanent thing here, but that he looked great with them, and then he also put up the ones to the sky. You could even hear him yell at Roman, this is what happens when you mess with the real bloodline. I'm like, whoa, this guy has bought in hardcore with Solo's bloodline. It's not like he's a hired gun over here. He looks like he's just straight up like, nah, Solo's my tribal chief. These guys look like I can be with them. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna join them. They're the real ones. I'm like, whoa, let's just take it back a little bit. But this is a good way to insert Bronson into like a main event type guy because he's been wanting that for a while. So it looks like it might be paying off. But with this happening, I guess we could all assume that the fifth member of Roman's team is going to be Seth Rollins because that's who he's been feuding with. Bronson Reed's been feuding with Seth. So not crazy about it. It's kind of a giveaway. It's kind of, I've been saying it before. I don't think we needed a 5 versus 5 War Games. We could have just had Roman's bloodline versus Solo's bloodline, and I think everybody would have been perfectly happy with that, and it would have been a banger of a match. But they want to add in Bronson and most likely Seth Rollins, and it's still going to be a great match. But I don't think it was needed. I don't think we needed Seth and Bronson to be in there. The only thing I'm thinking of is that usually when WWE does these PLEs now, it's only like 5 matches. So it's like, and then the War Games matches are going to take a while. There's a women's and a men's. Those are long matches. So I think maybe WWE wanted to try to find a way to fit Seth in here and Bronson so that they can be on the card because they're not going to throw out 8-9 matches in this PLE. There's only going to be like 5, 4 maybe, and. Yeah, so maybe that's the reason why. Other than that, I don't know why they did it. But I'm not entirely mad at it. It's fine. I just would have preferred the 4-4. Tommaso Ciampa interferes in the Motor City Machine Guns and Street Profits Tag Team Championship match, causing a DQ, and he starts beating up, and he gets mad, he's angry, and Johnny Gargano comes out, he tries to stop Ciampa, he's like, staying in between him and Motor City Machine Guns, and then Ciampa ends up shoving Gargano to the ground. He walks out of the ring furious, he's like talking to himself, saying, who made you the boss? Talking to like Ciampa or whatever. That's that interesting place we got here. I think we're going to get a heel turn here out of both members of DIY. I don't think it's going to be a split. I think Ciampa and Gargano are going to go turn heel. I'm going to be heels in this division, and we're going to get DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns rivalry with DIY being the heels. I think that's going to be interesting, fun, and Ciampa being this way, he does his best work when he's a heel. If you've watched NXT Black and Gold, he was on fire. He was amazing. So much so that he ended up coming out in a feud with Gargano where Ciampa had no music and he came out to fight him and the crowd were just like chanting F you Ciampa. Like he was so over as a heel and he was red hot. So I can't wait to see where this leads them. But Street Profits are not happy after the match. Motor City Machine Guns try to help them up, trying to tell them, hey, we had no part of that. We had no idea that was going to happen. And then Dawkins socks Shelly in the face, and Street Profits leave. So we might be getting the Profits turning heel too. And hopefully this time they stick with it. They stay with them being heels because I think they need it at this point. We kind of got a crazy women's championship match here. Nia versus Naomi. In this match, you see Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan appear backstage. They attack Jade. They attack Bianca. And you're like, oh, okay. So here we go again. More brand jumping here. We got Liv and we got Raquel here on SmackDown. So cool. And then during the match, while the referee was distracted, Candice LeRae came out. No, who did it first? Tiffany Stratton came out first and attacked Naomi. And then it was Bayley making the save there. She attacked Tiffy. And then after that, it was Candice attacking Bayley. So it was just a cluster here. A bunch of women interfering and fighting one another during this championship match. Nia Jax ended up getting the win in this, and she defends her title successfully. At one point, though, there was this crazy move they did off the top rope, and I don't even know what you call it, but it was Naomi and Nia. Nia was the one standing on the ropes. She had Naomi up like this, and somehow it was like almost like a Spanish fly in sort. I know it wasn't a Spanish fly, but it could be kind of, that's kind of the motion they took where they both did like a flip and landed, and it looked awesome. Nia Jax has been amazing since coming back. She has done things that we've never seen Nia do before, and she's just been great. I love this run of Nia Jax, and I was actually asked about that yesterday. What do I think about her? And I straight up said the same thing. And this is before SmackDown. I think she's been amazing since returning this time to WWE. She's been great. So, yeah. But Nia Jax ended up winning that match, the championship match, and that War Games match between all these women, I'm assuming that's where we're going with this. That's going to be a great match. After that match, we get Roman Reigns backstage. He's sitting in a chair. He's beaten up. He got roughed up earlier. After that beatdown with Bronson Reed and stuff. At the very end of that, I forgot to mention, Jey Uso kept saying to Roman as they were both in pain, "You got to make that call. You got to make that call." Roman's looking at him like, "Man, do I really have to make that call?" So I was thinking it was going to be Seth Rollins. I was thinking Roman was going to call Seth. But Roman's sitting in a chair. He takes out his phone. And just like the way Paul Heyman used to talk to his phone and say, "Call Roman Reigns." Let me do it here. Call Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns did it himself. And what he did say was, call, in the big pause, he goes, "Call the wise man." And the pop that he got. Oh, my God. When he said that place erupted, me at home included. I was like, let's go. We're going to get Paul back. And it's not even like Paul could be the fifth member of the War Games match. They just need Paul. They just need Heyman. I think Heyman's back before War Games. I really do. I mean, War Games is such an iconic match, and Paul Heyman had a lot to do with it. He was involved in it in many ways. So I think Paul comes back before War Games, and he's with them before War Games. As far as the fifth member, I don't know if you're going to get Paul coming back and convincing Roman to have Seth be on his team. Maybe Paul talks to Seth Rollins as the advocate. It's going to be fun. But when he said call Paul Heyman, we heard the phone respond with the error dial tone where it said, "This number you're trying to reach is no longer in service." You know, it just keeps repeating itself. And then it had that like busy tone, that ring tone to it. And then Roman like drops his phone in disbelief. He's like, "How the hell am I going to get a hold of Paul Heyman? I'm just walking to Gorilla, dude. He's back there all the time." Or, you know where he lives? But whatever. TV purposes. That was cool. Maybe it's going to take another week or two. We don't have too much time. War Games is not even 2 weeks away now. I'm interested to see how they're going to pull this off. And the fifth member, do we find out before War Games? Do we find out during War Games? That's going to be interesting. But yeah, that was SmackDown. I appreciate you for watching this video, for checking it out. If you're somebody who's new and you made it this far, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you, by the way. We're doing great here. We're doing great. You know, I haven't done as many things as I want to do yet with this channel, but that's coming. But so far, everything I have been doing, you guys have responded beautifully. I love it, and I thank you for all of that. I really do truly appreciate all of you. This has been great. This has been a fun ride, a fun year for me, because I was doing this channel before it started to pick up, and it was very dreadful. You know, I spent a lot of time recording, spent a lot of time editing, and I would post stuff, and I would get like 1 view, 0 views, 5 views, and like no interaction at all. And I was just like, damn, is this just not cutting it out for me? But No, this year, this channel picked up a lot, and I have all of you to thank, and I cannot do it enough. So, yeah, let's just keep this thing going. Please like the video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Please share the video around if you could. That'd be a huge favor. Get word of mouth is huge. Tell your friends, family, whoever you know that likes wrestling to check out this channel. That'd be great. Let's grow this thing. Let's make this thing as big as we can. Yeah, I want you guys to have a great rest of your weekend. I really do appreciate you checking it out. I'll get it, the Tyson thing if you watch that show, if you watch that fight. I can't get over it. I was laughing so hard. They did an interview with Mike Tyson backstage before the fight, and it's like he says, he did his interview, he said, "I love you" to his son, and he gave him a kiss on the cheek. He turned around, walked away, and it was all quiet, and it was just... It was just Mike Tyson's bare ass just on the screen for so long, and it was so quiet, and I'm like, I was like, is this a joke? I'll tell you, I laughed through the whole rest of the night for hours. I was crying. I just could not stop laughing. It was the funniest thing I've seen. I was like, this cannot be real. We're about to see this guy, this legend, go out there and fight someone and try to beat someone's ass while showing off his own. It was the dumbest, funniest thing. I can't get over it. All right, that's it. I'm going to still laugh about it all day. I'll never not laugh at that. That was hilarious to me. All right. Have a good rest of your weekend, guys. We'll be back with the Raw review, on Tuesday. Until then, until we eat again, my friends, as always, stay bitter.